Are you ready to get your fantasy on? Here's Show Us Your TDs. It's grind time!
Let's go!
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's just your friendly neighborhood tan man, Melky. Welcome to Show Us Your TDs, the preview show. And of course, I never show up empty-handed. I'm joined by my co-host, the man who threw the best B-Day bash from prison. It's Goobie. What up, baby?
I'm doing fucking fantastic, man. The season's about to start. You know what? I'm just living. I just can't wait. Can't wait for the season to start. I know preseason's working right now, but like I'm not a big preseason guy. I don't really watch that shit. I'm ready for that regular season. Let's get this going. How are you doing, Melk?
Yo, I'm good. I'm living life to the fullest. Again, like it's nearing that time. It's fantasy football season, bro. Our draft is coming up too. A lot of other leagues are drafting as well. I know you're in another league as well, and it's just around the corner. I'm stoked, man. I'm pretty sure you can feel the energy and the excitement.
Dude, I've been talking about it all day at work. Every single time I'm at work with my buddy. Yeah, I'm stoked, man. Fantasy talk. You know, I want to talk sleepers, I want to talk stayaways, and I want to talk must-haves on your team. I want to go with sleepers, man. I want to get this ball rolling. Treylon Burks from Tennessee, rookie wide receiver. Now, I don't think they fully have a wide receiver one in Tennessee right now. They got Robert Woods. I don't think he's a wide receiver one, and I guarantee you halfway through this season, this Treylon Burks is going to take over as the first overall wide receiver for the Titans. I don't know what you think, but that's just my opinion.
On your pick?
Yeah, Treylon Burks being wide receiver one halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think he's going to take over. They drafted him for a reason. He's A.J. Brown's replacement.
Yeah, and I got another sleeper, Devontae Parker, New England. Now, I know you hate Devontae Parker, and I don't know why.
I don't hate Devontae Parker. I just feel like he was overhyped in Miami for so many reasons and so many seasons. He just hasn't lived up to it. He's got talent. But he's suited as a number two. I don't see him as a number one on any team.
I think he's going to be a fantastic number one, and I think New England is going to have a fantastic time with him. I think Mac Jones is going to light it up with him, and it could be a very, very big sleeper this year. Melk, who do you got as your sleepers?
Well, you jumped the gun. I mean, sleepers are supposed to be the sexy last talk around, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll hit it hard right off the bat. So let's not waste any more time, and I'm gonna dive into it like a sumo wrestler at an all-you-can-eat buffet. So my sleepers are one, running back Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, for those who don't know, he didn't play last year because he tore his ACL in preseason. Actually, in not even preseason, it was during practice. So he was picked in the first round, and he was picked number 25 by Jacksonville last season. I think he's going to be a stud, and here's why. He's going to get the bulk of the workload because James Robinson is coming up a torn Achilles. That is one hard injury to come back from. I'm not saying he's not going to be back, but it's going to take him time to get back into the thick of things. And I just think Etienne is at the right place at the right time. And he's arguably the most explosive back in last year's draft. He brings speed and pass catching abilities. And his Clemson numbers, he had 6 107-yard games. He had 78 TDs on 788 touches and 85 receptions in his final 2 seasons at Clemson. Look for this guy I know the Jaguars aren't going to be good, but this is the growth development of the team. So look for everyone to is going to help their quarterback in his sophomore year. It's going to help Christian Kirk, who that was the dumbest fucking contract you could ever give to anybody. But it's going to help him. It's going to help the team grow. And they don't have a coach physically kicking them when they're not doing well. So I think it's a no pressure situation. They don't have to win right now. So I got him as my first sleeper.
You know what? I like it. I think that any first wide receiver one, running back one is worth a pickup in any league, no matter what. Put him on your bench, stash him, and if he starts to put up numbers, you put him in your flex, and you watch that boy do work. And I think he's going to do work. I think they have the right combination right now. They got Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence.
He had a bad rap, but that's because he's on a shit ass team. Who cheers for the Jacksonville Jaguars? I know one.
Yeah, and he may or may not be back this season. No.
All right. But Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, man, I think this guy's going to do fantastic. Maybe look for them to do some moves for some another wide receiver. Who knows? I like their tight end Evan Ingram. He's always consistent. So
he's always hurt.
Yeah, but he's also consistent when he's on the field.
He's consistently hurt. He's barely on the field. Look at his stats in New York. There's a reason they didn't bring him back.
I do like Evan Ingram though. But that being said, if they can get a good wide receiver other than Christian Kirk and Marvin Jones Jr., I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go places with that offense.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence is a talent. He's a generational talent. You got to surround him with weapons. Give it time. They're gonna have time to grow. And like I said, they don't have that bad atmosphere they were in last season with that dumbass coach who was humping that girl at his bar. Like, yeah, that's not happening. But anyways, moving on. My second sleeper, I'm going with a guy out in the ATL. It's Mr. Kyle Pitts, tight end. Last season, in his rookie year, 68 receptions, 110 targets, 1,026 yards, and 1 TD. Now, yes, the 1 TD was very discouraging, but I feel like he had a lot of opportunity and he just didn't capitalize on it. But with Ridley being out for the whole year, which I think is mind-boggling that Ridley gets a year and Watson only gets 11, but we can talk about that another day.
Yeah.
His value is going to go up. He can also be slotted as a receiver as well. I think Mariota is going to be looking for him constantly. I think this guy has so much talent. He can adapt. Look for his numbers to spike up immensely. He's going to be on a bad team, but putting up huge numbers. So look for Kyle Pitts as a sleeper this season. Bro, it's your time to shine.
I don't know. I think he'll be a top 5 tight end, but I don't think he's going to do great numbers. I don't trust Marcus Mariota. I don't trust Drake London because he's a rookie. You don't know what he's capable of yet. I don't even know who the hell Brian Edwards is. So
you and me both.
It's hard because
that's what she said.
No, it's difficult. It's difficult to say that he's going to do well when he could be the only receiving player out there. Like it's hard because they might just start double teaming Kyle Pitts and
they have
Drake
Patterson.
London.
They have Patterson too, who can play both running back and wide receiver.
That's what I was going to get to. If they put Patterson as they did last year, wide receiver, running back, Kyle Pitts will get good looks. But again, like he will be top 5, but I don't think he will be top 3.
He was in your favorite number, top 6 in targets and yards for tight ends last year. So you know what? I think sky's the limit. I think he's just got so much talent. He can make up for what Mariota lacks. And Mariota's got a pretty decent arm. It's not like he's an awful quarterback. He's not the best, but, you know, I think this team is going to be horrendous. Somebody's got to score. Somebody's got to do something. And when you have a star like Kyle Pitts, I think sky's the limit.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on to the next one. Do you want to do stayaways or must-haves?
Ladies' choice. What do you think?
Ladies' choice. All right. Well, I got the bigger tits, so we will go with must-haves. Now, my must-have, and I've done a few mock drafts the past 2 weeks. I know it's a little early to do it 2 weeks ago, but
Never too early.
must-have going at number 2 all around for most drafts is Justin Jefferson. I don't know why he's going number 2, but he's going number 2 and he's going early. This dude's going to be the volume for Minnesota. It's going to be that Thielen effect that I've always talked about with Adam Thielen.
He's always hurt too.
Yes, but if he's healthy, there's always good looks at Thielen, and Justin Jefferson's going to get all the volume. Now, it actually might change. It might go the other way. Thielen might get it, but I think that Justin Jefferson is going to get the most volume out of that team. If Dalvin Cook can stay healthy, there's going to be a lot of play actions, and we all know what this kid can do. He can put up yards. He can put up touchdowns. He's the new Megatron almost. Holy.
He's not Megatron, but he's got some skill, and I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like everyone's gonna want to draft Justin Jefferson. That's apparent. Like the guy, he's gonna be, if he's not already in the top 5 for wide receivers, he's gonna be in the top 5 this season if he's not already, and I think he already is. So I feel like that's just like an easy must draft Justin Jefferson. Obviously, if I see Jefferson on the table, I'm taking his ass.
Middle of the pack, you're either 5 or 6 in the draft. Pretty much all running backs went. I'd say 4 running backs went. Do you pick up JJ or do you pick up Cooper Kupp?
JJ. I think JJ is going to have a monster year. Cooper Kupp had his year last year, and not saying he's not going to put up numbers this season, but I think if anyone's going to ball out, and the thing is, he's got Kirk Cousins as his freaking quarterback, who I'm not a fan of.
No, neither am I.
And we're not fans of the Vikings because of someone who's a Vikings fan that we know. Despite having him as his QB, I think JJ is going to just ball it. I think he was a little discouraged that Jamar Chase got a lot of the spotlight.
Yeah.
And they're from the same school. So I think he's going to be like, y'all forget about me? You know who I am. Yeah, I think he's prime to be the best wide receiver this season.
Yeah, I think he's going to take the number 1 spot. Dude, imagine if he was on a team with a quarterback.
I know.
Imagine
crazy.
a trade. Imagine I could see this. I know I'm going a little off topic, but I could see this. Justin Jefferson goes to KC because they don't have any good wide receivers.
No, they won't have the money to pay him, though.
But I could just see it. I could vision Mahomes and Justin Jefferson. Oh, my Lord.
Minnesota would be so stupid to give up a legit star. Like,
oh, I know.
Thielen's great. Like, Thielen's good, but Thielen is always hurt. Dalvin Cook is great, but he's got his troubles. And then you got Kurt's second cousin, third cousin, whatever the hell you want to call him. So who's going to represent the team? It's got to be JJ, right? So JJ is never leaving Minnesota unless it's like he's in his 30s and it's like, see ya, I'm done.
Yeah, no, I totally, yeah, I get it. All right, second must-have in your league. Now, I could go, all the top players, but I'm going to go Austin Eckler. Now, I think he's a top 5 running back. Last year, he put up 206 rushing attempts for 911 yards. I think he breaks 1,000 mark this year. Herbert, they're gonna have a great year together. That team is going up,
all the way up.
What, like Super Bowl up?
I think Justin Herbert. I think it's going to be between Josh Allen, Justin Herbert's. Yeah, and one team from the NFC, which I have not figured out yet. quarterback that's going to be in the MVP conversation.
MVP, okay. Early MVP talks over here from Melk over here. If we had those little horns, I'd be hitting it.
That's what editing's for. So
you know what? That's okay. We'll leave that up to you. But yeah, this dude's gonna have a monster year. He's gonna have great rushing attempts. Who are their wide receivers? It's Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Yeah, and those two have been consistent. I know Mike Williams has been injured a few years.
But beast last season though.
He was a beast last season. So I think they have the weapons to let this man run free. As long as their O-line can keep up with it, it's going to be a fantastic year for him. Melk, what do you think?
I love it. Eckler is a gadget guy who can do everything. And they also drafted another running back. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. So he can take breathers, but he's great in the goal area, like the red zone. I had him on my team. He was one of my few lone bright spots. So Austin Eckler, to me, that's a must draft. Like he always gets lost in the shuffle, but he does so much. It doesn't get the credit for it.
Yeah, I don't even remember where he went in last year's draft. I
had him as my keeper.
Oh, you had him as your keeper? Okay,
I had him and Stephon Diggs. Yeah.
Oh,
thanks, Jen.
Remember that. Okay. All right.
Why do you gotta say it like that?
Well, I mean, didn't you drop Derrick Henry for?
Oh, I dropped him for Zeke a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Because I was hoping I would land like first overall, and
that was
I thought people besides you and maybe someone else didn't know who King Henry was. So whereas Zeke was like box office name, not the box office player, but the box office name.
I'm still butthurt over last season. I would have won if my team was not injured.
That's fantasy, bro.
All right. Melk, who do you got as your must-haves?
Great question. I'm going to go over to Indianapolis. And I'm going to go with Michael Pittman Jr. Now, last season, 88 receptions, 129 targets, 1,082 yards, 6 TDs. Fantasy point totals were 194.6. Now, he had Mr. Glass, a.k.a. Walk Up to him, Carson Wentz as his quarterback. He doesn't have that jackass anymore. He has Matty Ice, a man who can actually sling it, still at his ripe age of, I think he's 36. And Pittman's a wide receiver one, looking to emerge. And now that he has a great quarterback at the helm, look for his numbers to skyrocket. He's going to be a fantasy stud this season.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that one, man. Pittman Jr., and that's one that also gets lost in the mix, I think. Top 10. I don't know about top 5 yet, but top 10.
I don't even think he needs to be in like the top 10. He's definitely, I think he can be a top 20 receiver, but I think for what they do, you got Jonathan Taylor, obviously, where the offense runs through.
Yeah.
But now that you have a viable quarterback who can gunsling it and let it fly, it's going to just make him that much better. And their offensive line is no joke. So look for Pittman to have a huge fucking season.
Who's their wide receiver 2?
I don't know. I don't think they re-signed T.Y. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who else is on their team, but I think Pittman's gonna get some great looks.
Paris Campbell and Alec.
Oh, right.
Pierce.
Paris Campbell.
I don't know Paris Campbell or Alec Pierce, but
you've seen Paris Campbell. I mean, he's got some speed. They've got speed on that team, right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to see if I can, gauge out whether or not he's just going to be double teamed the whole time, and it's going to be hard. But I know Matty Ice can pretty much. He's accurate when Ice is on show. He is accurate, and that's why they call him Matty Ice, because he's got ice in his veins. So I think Pittman Jr. is going to be a fantastic pickup. I could see him going second round, and you you get a great wide receiver in the second round.
Yeah, or what if all the big
Late
names
first.
go? No, there's too many really good players in the first round. Maybe late second, could be picked up third if you want to take a chance on him, but I wouldn't take him the late first. There's just a few more players that are better, but definitely second round, third round. If he's lucky, fourth round. If he's dropping fourth round, then your league's full of dum dums, man. So
I agree.
All right, so numero two, number two, and I mean, this is the thing. I hate this team, but I don't hate the players. And this guy was fantastic in his rookie year, and I think this is going to help Russ in the offense because their offense stinks at wide receiver. So I'm going to go with Javonte Williams as a must draft. Last season in a limited role too, because Melvin Gordon was the running back number one to start. He had 43 receptions, 53 targets, 316 yards. That was catching. He had 3 TDs and 903 rushing yards. He had 183.4 fantasy points. That's pretty good for a guy that didn't play the full season.
Yeah.
So could Williams be the 2022 version of Taylor? Hell to the nah. But he could definitely be a stud. Despite Gordon re-signing, Williams could command majority share of the load. He was 13th in the league in rushing. So just look for his totals to spike as Russ will rely heavily on the second year back.
Yeah, well, I don't like Denver, so I'm going to disagree with you that he's not going to be a must-have just because he plays for a horse team.
I mean, Indy's a horse team. They're the Colts. Are you going to not pick anyone from Indy?
Yeah, but I don't know anybody who's an Indy fan, so... No, okay. He's going to be a must-have, but he's going to be a late must-have. I don't think he's going to be an early must-have. If you draft him early, that's a gamble.
Look at the list. Have you seen the list? He's projected late first round to early second round.
Yeah. I'd rather Brees Hall.
If he's available, I'm taking him. I could care less about the Denver factor. I mean, they're just going to lose a bunch of games anyways, and I can laugh at that. But in the meantime, he can get his numbers, and it's a win-win situation for me.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but no, I will say he is a must-have. I just don't see him. I know the predictions say he's going early, but I just don't see it. Yeah, they got Russ, but it's gonna be a different year for the Broncos. We'll see what comes out of it. Stayaways. Brandon Cooks, Houston. Don't even bother. Like, honestly, like, who's like at this point? Are you playing any Texan other than maybe Marlon Mack in your starting fucking roster? Probably not, because Davis Millis. I don't even like this guy. He did okay.
Yeah, he did okay last year. He wasn't that bad. Honestly, I could think of a few worse quarterbacks to have over him.
Russell Wilson.
No, Russ has pedigree.
No, I'm just messing with the Bronco fans. All right, yeah, but Davis Millis, like, okay, he's okay, but are you going to get the looks? Are you going to get the targets? Are you going to get the precision passing to Brandon Cooks? Probably not. You might be able to put him in a flex spot, but it's going to be rough. I mean, I think in the end, this offense is going to run through Marlon Mack, and he's going to get injured. Then it's going to go to Brandon Cooks, and it's just going to go downhill because, I mean, Rex Burkhead, yeah, he's decent, but he's getting old.
I mean, Houston, they always like it rough over there, so I don't think it matters the situation, especially on the massage front. No. Yeah, it's Marlon Mack, but he's also coming off injury too. That team is just garbage all around. They're not playing to win. They have to feel the team.
They're playing for draft picks.
Exactly, and they have a lot of them now. So I just think, yeah, Marlon Mack will be a nice pick. You can get him later. I think Cooks maybe gets traded at the deadline. Who knows? Could be someone you could stash away. Someone if your top tier wide receivers are on an off day or injured, he can get you 10 points or something like that. Especially in a PPR, he's going to get his touches.
I got a question for you then.
Shoot.
If you think there's a trade, you do draft picks, Brandon Cooks for Zeke.
No, I'm not doing that.
No?
No. I will take Brandon Cooks for... I'll do straight up. I'm not giving a draft pick. No. I keep in Gallup. I like Gallup. He's young. He can do a lot. He actually reminds me of Des Bryant a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I would do straight up Zeke for Cooks, but Houston would have to give me a first round pick.
That's what I'm saying. Houston gives us draft picks.
Oh, okay. He
plus
thought in
Cooks.
Dallas. Okay.
No. Houston, no. Zeke is worth more than that.
Okay.
No. Brandon Cooks plus a first round draft pick for Zeke.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Because
have Pollard as the lead back.
Yeah, man. I love Pollard.
Get Zeke out of Dodge because Zeke is never going to be the same player he was 3 years ago.
No, I agree. Okay, and then last but not least for me, Amari Cooper, stay away. He's on the Browns. There's nothing there. It's pretty much a dumpster fire. At this, I'm not hating because he left the Cowboys. He did great for the Cowboys, but you don't get Deshaun Watson for what, 11 games?
Yeah, until they play the Texans.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, stash him on your bench if you really want, if you got the room, but I would stay away from that guy. He's not going to put up numbers. He might put up maybe 1 or 2 good games, but nothing spectacular.
I think Amari will get touches. The problem is Watson was too greedy and thought that scented oils and candles were the way to behave in a massage parlor, and those rub and tugs were something he just couldn't say no to. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because that team actually is pretty good. You got Njoku, you got Amari. You've got Hunt. Well, Chubb. If Hunt is going to Chubb, if Hunt's going to remain on the team, he apparently wants out. So they have talent there, and that defense is all world with Myles Garrett, and lesser extent Javanian Clowney. But yeah, I'd probably, if Watson's not playing, I'm probably not touching any Browns player that's a wide receiver. Yeah. Running backs, 100%, but no.
Yeah. Hunter Chubb.
I'm keeping Chubb.
Yeah?
Yeah. Kareem Hunt gets hurt too much.
All right. Who do you got?
And he kicks people. All right. So my draft busts or keepaways, I'm going to start with a man out in Seattle. One who's a beast, all-around beast, but he's going to be wasting his time over there in the next 3 seasons. Go with DK Metcalf. So last season sported 75 receptions, 967 yards. He had 129 targets and 12 TDs. He had 206.80 fantasy points. Oh, and he also made that defensive stop too. Beast mode. So Goobs, Drew Lock or Geno Smith?
Can I plead the fifth and not say anything?
Pretty much where I'm going at. Both stink and make it tough to trust the wide receivers. What a dangerous Russ drop off for such a talented wideout. No Russ and heavy run offense equals a double. Stay away from DK Metcalf.
That team's all over the place too, because last year or 2 years ago, it wasn't a heavy run offense, and now it's going to be a heavy run offense.
It's pure run is. I think that's what Pete Carroll wanted, anyways, to keep it a run offense. So,
They got Penny.
They got Penny. They've got other people. I don't know. That team might be the worst team in football. So, they might be. They might be the worst. Detroit is trending up, man. Detroit is trending up. I'd rather have Jared Goff,
St. Brown,
and Devontae Swift. They got some players, and Penei Sewell. But what does Seattle really have? Noah Fant? It's a throwaway.
Tyler Lockett.
Poor Tyler Lockett. They have DK and Tyler, but you have Drew Lock or Geno Smith thrown to you.
Okay. So I know it would never happen, but would you give up draft picks and Zeke for DK?
100%. 100%.
All right.
They could take Gallup too.
Yeah, that would be good. Gallup.
Zeke, some picks for DK, 100%. You have DK and CD as your two wide receivers.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, because DK would be your red zone man because he's got the height, and CD would be your
downfield.
Yeah,
I would do it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even blink.
All right, I like it.
All right. Next on the docket, we're going to Chicago.
Chi-town.
This is great. Where the Cubs, the Blackhawks, and the Bears are not so much. We're going Justin Fields. Rookie last year. Now he's a sophomore. So his numbers, 1,870 yards, 7 TDs, 2 rushing TDs, 10 interceptions, 420 rushing yards, and 72 attempts. So he's posted 169 fantasy points last season. So Fields' versatility as a runner makes him an intriguing fantasy option, but the Bears haven't done him any favors. They haven't done a lick to protect this kid. The O-line sucks, and the offensive players stink. The only thing that's going to be cheered for in Chicago is their deep dish pizza. Fields is set up for another failing season, so stay away.
I'm not even a fan of deep dish pizza. I prefer New York style. So
you crazy, man? Deep dish is where it's at.
That's some heavy Chicago. No,
it's not bad either.
I agree, man. Like Justin Fields, that's not even going to be a bench quarterback. That's going to be just one dude that sits there. You might pick him up if a QB gets injured. Your bench is on a bye week, and you're like, oh man, I really need QB. You might pick him up. Probably not. There's probably better on there. Don't even bother.
I'm not. I'll look at the Chicago running backs, because there'll be a run. I'm sure they'll run the ball a lot, but he has nothing to work with over there. Poor kid.
It's almost like Trevor Lawrence, man. Poor kid, man. He had nothing to work with. He's starting to get some stuff, though.
Trevor Lawrence has a lot more to work with than Justin Fields.
Yeah.
A lot more. Trust me. And there's no state taxes over there, so I'd rather be over there.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So we were talking fantasy. Hinted a little bit of movement in the NFL. But let's dive a little deeper, Goobie. The NFL offseason. Now, it was a carousel. Big name stars changing their addresses for hefty paydays and new sceneries. It's been one of the craziest free agencies in years. With all that movement happening, what's a move that will benefit a team?
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
All right. Well, a move that benefits a team is A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown going from Tennessee to Philly, setting up. He's going to be the wide receiver 1. Devontae Smith is going to be wide receiver 2. This is going to look great for Philly. And I hate to admit it because I fucking hate Philly, but Jalen Hurts is going to have a field day. If A.J. Brown can stay healthy, Miles Sanders, Boston
He's already
Scott.
hurt.
Yeah, I know. Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. their running back situation isn't the greatest, but I mean, there's still time. They could still make some moves. Boston Scott looked pretty good. But with these two wide receivers, I think they're going to do great things. And I'm scared. I am scared. And you may not agree. I know someone probably will be like, oh, man, Goobie said it. But if they can get their running back situation properly handled, they could go number one in the East.
Yeah, it's true. I actually don't think it's so much the running game. They were 5th in the league last year in running and rushing because Hurts can run too.
Hurts can run. It's Miles Sanders I'm worried about.
But he's always hurt. So I mean, I hope they don't. Bob was dropping hints that they're looking at Kareem Hunt. If they do something like that, then yeah, it's basically their division to lose.
They're taking the least.
Yeah, they're taking the least. But I still think it all hinges on Jalen Hurts. He's got everything you could ask for on a team with weapons galore. He's got Goddard. Sorry, he's got Goddard. He's got A.J. Brown. He's got Devontae Smith. He's got the run game. He can run. The defense is pretty good. The O-line is really good. This is for him. Like, this all hinges on him. If he stinks, they're not going anywhere. I don't care what you say. If you have crappy quarterback play, you're not doing anything. Yeah. And yeah, they have Mr. Mustache, Minshew in the waiting on the bench, but you really want Jalen Hurts to take the next step. So if he can do that, it's going to be a scary team, and the Eagles might be flying a little higher this season. But in Dallas, they still have the best quarterback in the least. So I'm still giving the edge to the Cowboys.
The Giants don't have. I thought the Giants have the best. No, I'm kidding.
Giants have a quarterback who trips over his own damn feet when no one's running by him. Loser.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Change.
I agree with you 100%. If Jalen Hurts is on target and plays fantastic this year, Philly's gonna be number one in the East. And I hate to admit it, but I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna save face. It is what it is.
It's a possibility, but it's all on him. If he can't shine with this stout offense, then he really should not be a starting quarterback.
Yeah. All right. Who do you have as your benefit trade?
Well, we go to Las Vegas, where whatever happens there stays over there, and that's one Davante Adams going to the Vegas Raiders. Arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game. He was signed and traded from the Green Bay Packers, inking that new deal at 5 years, $141.25 million. He gets to reunite with college teammate Derek Carr from Fresno State. Are they trying to pull Burrow's Chase magic? I think so. Now, this is going to help the team. Not only is it going to help him, it's going to help the team immensely. Darren Waller is not going to be looked at to be the number one anymore, and he's injury prone. And you got Renfro as your security blanket. So they're just going to be open all the time as Davante sees those double teams. Davante is just a stud, and I know he's 29, but I think he's got a lot in the tank. And I think this is going to motivate Carr to have a breakout season. So this is like a win-win for Vegas.
Yeah, this is why they drafted Carr. And did they draft Carr or did they trade for Carr?
They drafted Carr.
Yeah, they drafted Carr. This is why they drafted Carr. This is it. This is like the whole Philly situation. It's Carr's year to lose. If he can't connect with Davante Adams, then they're not going anywhere. But if they can do what they can do, and Davante Adams does his best and pulls out a Green Bay Packer type year, this is gonna be fantastic. I feel so bad for Aaron Rodgers as soon as he signed. Fucking 1 week later, Davante Adams like, peace, see ya.
It wasn't even that. Apparently, the reason Davante left, he agreed to the trade, is because he wasn't sure on Rodgers. And Rodgers was humming and hawing until he did sign. I was listening to, I can't remember what show it was, and apparently they had money for Davante. but it was Rodgers' uncertainty that scared him off. So he's like, all right, screw this. I'm going to go take my talent somewhere else. I'm not going to wait around for you to make up your mind. And which, fair, all the power to him. Yeah, he's in a great situation. It's not cold anymore. He's in Vegas. That Vegas lifestyle. He's got talent. I think also their run game's been really bad the last couple of years. I think it's going to open the run game up too. That team is going to. They made the playoffs last year. They're not going to go down without a fight. I think all the other teams in the West should be worried as well.
Yeah. Now, I kind of want to piggyback off of something. You said he's taking his talent somewhere else. You want to know someone who took their talent somewhere else? Someone took their talents to South Beach. And no, I'm not talking about LeBron James. I'm talking about Tyreek Hill going to Miami with the dumbest fucking moves this man could ever make in his life. I don't know if it was money. I don't know if it was like, oh, dude, like, let's just lie on the beach and get a tan and, see some pretty women. Like, what are you thinking? You left arguably the best quarterback in the NFL for Tua?
Ugh.
Someone who hasn't proven himself yet? For a team that is mediocre at best? Their defense is okay. Their offense is shit.
Yeah, they've got some talent, man. Jalen Waddle and that tight end Gillespie.
I agree. I agree with you.
And
Waddle is great.
And the run game, they just signed Edmonds and Mostert, and they got Sonny Michel.
But it's Tua. They don't have a quarterback.
I know.
And
I'd be calling San Francisco asking Jimmy G's availability.
Yeah, I just like at this point right now, like you could do the whole Philly, Las Vegas thing. Go, oh, it's the quarterback's game to lose. It's really not because he's terrible. He's not good. He's not a starter. He needs to be behind someone for at least two years to learn how to play football because it's not for him. And for Tyreek Hill to move to Miami, there's so many better choices to go than Miami. Now, money-wise, I'm sure there are some problems for some teams, but I don't know. I don't see him going to Miami as a great option for him. I'm sure there was way better teams for him to go to.
It was down to the Jets with MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson at the helm, or Miami, no state tax, having Tua. What's his last name? Tyga, blah 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 blah.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes, throwing his
Barkley over here.
Yeah, his awkward looking fucking spiral from the left side. Tua's garbage. Tua is flaming garbage. And if Tyreek thinks he's going to put up any numbers close to what he did in KC, he's sadly mistaken. Now, I'm sure the view is a lot better in Miami than it is in KC because they love their barbecue over there. So I'm sure there's a lot of husky looking people over there that you're just like, back away, not today, disco lady. But I don't know. This was all for the money. This is all for the money. There's no fucking way that Tua throws more accurate than Patrick Mahomes.
I think he could have done better and gone to New England if they had the money.
Belichick ain't putting up the capital to get a wide receiver.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like if they had the money and they were willing, imagine him and Mac Jones. That would be a great combination.
That would be a great team.
And Devontae Parker as a number 2.
They probably don't make that trade for Parker.
Probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. This sounds like it's money oriented, and good for him. He's getting paid. He's got a ring, so maybe he's like, I'm one and done. Let me live my life, man. And hey, all the power to him.
Where are you drafting him? Late?
He's dropping for me. I mean, I still grab him just because of the name. No, he's gonna be a late second. Maybe mid-second.
All
right. Well, that's a good one. And I agree 100%. Now, I hope you're going to agree with my next one. And I feel like the Broncos are going to regret giving up all that capital to Seattle. And I'm going with Russell Wilson. So I'm going to break the trade down for you. Seattle sent the 9-year veteran to Denver in a 4th-round pick for a 2022 first round, a 2022 second round, a 2022 5th round, a 2023 first round, a 2023 second round, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, and Drew Lock. Russ, why? You could have landed in any other situation, like Washington, New York Giants. I bet you Tennessee would have contemplated that move. Cleveland before the whole Watson stuff. Miami. Imagine him in South Beach. Goddamn. Pittsburgh.
Him and Tariq. Oof.
Exactly. Just to name a few places. And you picked the hardest division in football. Good luck to you, because the Denver Broncos won't win a Super Bowl in your tenure. I'm going to tell you why. Mahomes and Herbert are younger and better. Yeah, I said it. Younger and better. You have the worst offense in the division, and it's not even close. Rookie head coach, new system. You're coming off a nasty thumb injury. Your O-line was ranked 19th last season. Russ will be taking a shit ton of hits. Khalil Mack is waiting. I'm telling you this right now. He's licking his chops. And guess what? Sutton and Judy aren't DK and Lockett. Now, they'll make the playoffs. I think they're a playoff team, especially Watson being out 11 games. They're definitely going to get in, I think. The defense is stout. But you spent so much draft capital on a window that's already closed. This isn't Manning signing with the club in 2012 where you had all this talent. It's completely different. I think this is going to blow up in their face, and I'm just going to be there laughing.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
I think they do. I think Cleveland going down. I'm very shaky with Baltimore. Pittsburgh's not making the playoffs with Trubinsky.
How many teams make a playoff? And
they added one extra, so
it's
one.
Six?
So it's
from the AFC. How many teams?
It's the same amount as the NFC. So each team, the top team gets a bye. So the top team from each side gets a bye. So is it one? I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6.
6. So I want to break it down for you right now. Bills.
Yep.
Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. Going hard there. Bengals.
Yep.
Ravens.
Ooh, okay.
So Ravens
and Colts.
Yeah, sorry.
Colts someone's gotta win that division, so.
Yeah. So Colts, yeah, there you go. Like I don't see it. I
actually think the Broncos are better than the Ravens. I just like Lamar's chasing that fat contract. I get it, but who's he throwing it to? Besides Andrews.
That is true. I was looking at that the other day when I was making up my sheets for the draft in the coming weeks, and I was like, there's no one there.
Who's he throwing it to? They traded Hollywood to Arizona.
He's throwing it to himself.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's doing. So I just feel like Baltimore, they're always a great defensive team, but Lamar can only do so much. Cleveland, they don't have Watson for 11 games, so that hampers them. I'm sorry, I'm not buying Trubinsky in Pittsburgh, and I actually think that the rookie they drafted is going to take over halfway through.
Tennessee?
Henry can't do it all. He's coming off a foot injury. You're going to ask him to carry the whole team in the entire season.
When's the last time we've seen 3 teams in a single division make the playoff?
It's never really been done.
Yeah, because I could see it. I could see Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers.
Could you see all 4 teams?
No, I don't see the Broncos. Again, like you said, who's Russ throwing to? Jared Judy and
Cortland Sutton. They're like okay. They're not like awful, but Judy hasn't done anything. Like he hasn't lived up to his hype. Cortland is injury prone. So are you gonna run? Are you gonna run all the time? Like you lost Patrick. who was a viable wide receiver. It was probably going to be his like safety blanket.
Yeah.
They lost Noah Font. I don't know who's at tight end, nor do I give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they make it, man.
Their defense is stout, though.
Yeah, their defense is good. I will give them that. I will give Kev that.
Got to give him something.
we gotta give him something. So yeah, that's I don't know. It's hard, but yeah, I agree with you. You know what? Let's talk to this season, season 3 of Show Us Your TDs. What we got coming your way. We're gonna do semi-pro picks because we're not professionals in any way. That's where we're gonna go buy a lottery ticket. Please gamble responsibly. Yes, yeah, I was getting there. Please gamble responsibly. We're gonna do point spread. We're gonna. I don't know how many teams we're gonna pick. We'll probably work that out later on. A new one coming this year. One that I think is gonna be fun is wide receiver rookie tic-tac-toe. We're gonna.
Like it. It's gonna be different.
We're gonna set up a tic-tac-toe, kind of like squares. We're gonna put in first 100 yards, first one to 1,000 yards. A couple touchdowns. We'll see. It's in the works. Me and Melk are gonna pick one rookie wide receiver, and we're gonna go head to head for the season. First one to get 3 in a row wins. We'll probably put something on the line. I'm not sure what, but.
Pride, money, beer, who knows? A lot of stuff.
And then one that I think is going to be different because defenses don't get a lot of love in fantasy football.
Never do.
And so we're going to do a rack 'em and sack 'em defensive segment. We're going to talk top defenses. Is there defense on the waiver wire maybe that you should be picking up? We'll get into it a little bit more, and then obviously the originals, boom or bust.
Of course.
Special delivery.
Yeah, number 4 or 5? I think you've done a few of them.
Yeah, I've done a few of them. But yeah, let's
Toonie bets.
Oh, the great Toonie bets. I wonder who's actually winning on that one because
I am, because I always make the safe pick.
Oh yeah, my bold predictions, right? But yeah, man, I'm stoked for this season 3, man. We're gonna come out with some new content, hopefully, and it's gonna be a fantastic season.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. Not only that, we got some new guests. I got my boy Matt Miller, who's going to be look out for this kid because he's going to be a radio extraordinaire. That voice is just to perfection. Got him as a guest. Got obviously the classic group Kev and Ba. I got another buddy of mine, Charles, who is a New England fan, which I feel sorry for him. I don't think he was hugged much as a child, but that's okay. We'll show him some love.
Brady bandwagoner, probably.
Most likely. We got a new logo. We're making it a little more professional. Got a theme song for the podcast. We're just doing it big over here on Show Us Your TD. So I really can't wait for season 3. And always, you gotta listen out for the banter between myself and my co-host because we don't like each other during fantasy. So it just makes it that much more better.
Yeah. No, there's. You should see the group chat, people. You should see the group chat.
If only you were a fly on the wall for that.
Yeah. And don't forget, tight ends. Send my way.
You're never going to give that up.
Nope. Not until I at least get one. Just one.
Just one. All you need is one. All right. So,
Spider-Man. Gets one.
So that's just some of the stuff to look forward to. We just want to give you some great content, some great fantasy advice, and hopefully give you some pointers, some laughs, and some smiles. And guys, don't be afraid to message us on the Wow and Mustard fan page, or you can do it individually. I'm at Blackzilla27 on Instagram. And Goobie, what's your handle?
Good luck. I don't remember it because it's all fucking letters and numbers. It's G006IE Goobie. And hit me up on Instagram. I'm always checking my messages. So, yeah.
Sounds good, bro. But here's something that's not sounding too great right now. Let's talk about the top 100 NFL players of 2022.
All right.
So if you don't know about this list, the players actually vote on the top 100 each year, and they've been doing it for a while. And right now, what's out is 51 to 100, right? I'm not.
Yep, 51 to 100.
Okay, so that list is out. The remaining list will be revealed. So actually, this Sunday, 50 to 31 will be revealed at 4:30, and also the same day, 30 to 21 will be revealed at 11 p.m. And then August 28th will finally have your 20 to 1. So your top 20 will be revealed at 8 p.m. So Goobs, I sent you the link to look at this list. I've looked at it. What stands out? What do you think is wrong on many fronts? What do you think is blasphemy? What do you think is right about this thus far?
And are they going career based or just this year based?
No, I think they're going on projection based.
Projection
and last year's number.
All right,
and probably some pedigree too. Probably some pedigree with the name.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hate on the Cowboys a little bit. Tyron Smith, you do not deserve to be at 92. I think you're not even on this list, unfortunately. You've been injured way too much for you to be on this list. Now, you might have a comeback season. Who knows? If you do, I'm sure you'll be in the top 60. Probably, yeah. I'd say 60 around there. Cordell Patterson, you are not 73. That is for damn sure. They're so much better than you. Now I know they have.
I disagree with that. He was really good last season.
He was good last season, but I don't think he's 73 last season. It's hard. Like they do well with these lists, but there's some things. Now, if they're basing it on last season, Russell Wilson, you are not 61, and if they're doing projections, you are definitely not on this list.
No, you can't say that. He's definitely worthy of being a top 100. I actually like where he's at 61. I don't have any qualms about it. You just hate Denver and
no, I don't think he's going to be on this list next year if they're doing projections and the year before. There's a few others, but I'll let you take some heat over here. Oh, I just saw Odell Beckham Jr. on here. Oh my. Anyways,
I mean, he did win a Super Bowl, so you gotta show him still. He did make that fine catch and blow his ACL out in the process.
Yes, he did.
What stands out for me is CeeDee Lamb at 95. I think that's blasphemy. Justin Tucker, great kicker. I like him at 94, but you're ahead of CeeDee Lamb. That's a crock of shit.
Yep.
And there's like Denzel Ward. Why is Denzel Ward so high? He hasn't done anything spectacular out in Cleveland. I'm looking at Mac Jones. Mac Jones had a nice rookie year, but really, 85, Mac and Cheese belongs closer to the bottom. I do like Kirk Cousins at 99 because it's hilarious. I don't know who Jimmy Ward is. Oh, the safety from the fort. I don't know who that is. I think Tyron Smith is still like one of the better offensive tackles in the game. I don't mind him at 92, but I think CeeDee Lamb should be way ahead of him. Again, this list is so wrong on so many. Like Darius Slay, really? Nah, you need to be dropped down a couple. Same with Jason Kelsey. Come on. I do like Zach Martin up at 68. He's been Mr. Reliable. And really, Jalen Waddle better than CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Waddle had a nice season, but CeeDee Lamb's the better receiver.
Yeah. Derek Carr at 65. I just saw that. That's a little high for him.
Derek Carr.
Maybe
Derek
this
Carr was
year.
okay.
This year 65, but last year a little bit lower.
Like Quandre Diggs,
Is he one of the Diggs family?
No, he's no relation, but he's a safety from the Seahawks. Really at 72. Like, how are you ahead of CeeDee Lamb? I think the CeeDee Lamb thing is the one that stands out the most.
I think Marshawn Lattimore at 89 should be a little bit higher.
He had a down year though last season, so I think that's why. But I mean, this list is, I think it's a crock of shit right now. I just can't wait to see what the remaining list ends up being. So having said that, Goobs, what would be your top 10?
Yeah. Top 10. Now, I want to quickly say I am very, there's a lot of players in the NFL. So these guys to just go through a list of players through their heads, or whether or not they give them a list, I'm sure they give them like a decent top 200 list that you can pick from. But imagine just keeping all these players in your head. That's a lot.
Well, these guys also know each other too. I think a lot of them are friends too. So I think that might have something to do with it as well.
Top 10 for me. We have to go Aaron Donald. You have to go Aaron Donald.
At what number?
Number 1.
So you're starting right at number 1?
Yeah.
He is the number 1.
He is number 1.
100%.
I'm going to go 1 through 10. Might as well.
Okay.
Aaron Donald, number 1. 100%. That dude ran that defense to the Super Bowl and ran that defense at the Super Bowl. And I'm sure they're glad to have him back for at least one more year. And who knows, they can make another Super Bowl this year. I think Josh Allen at number 2.
Oh, Josh Allen at number 2.
Yeah, honestly, okay, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you got these guys. Patrick Mahomes, he had a great year last year, but he didn't have a Josh Allen year. I know it's hard. That's
what she said. Jeez.
This is what I'm saying, man. I don't know. I can't sit there as a player, thinking as a player, going, oh my God, who's top? But yeah, Josh Allen number 2, Patrick Mahomes 3. I would do probably Tom Brady 4, Aaron Rodgers 5, TJ Watt I would do 6.
Over Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp had. No, I guess we're doing seasons.
Cooper Kupp's got to be in your.
Yeah,
I have Cooper Kupp in the top 5.
Man. I put Cooper Kupp. Oh my God, Cooper Kupp at 6. I put TJ Watt at 7. Myles Garrett, I put him probably at 8. I probably put Jalen Ramsey at 9, and I put Devontae Adams, I think, or actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Justin Jefferson at 10.
Yeah.
It's roughly where I'm going. Again, I'm not professional. We're semi-pros. But yeah, no, it's a hard list to make up. So
well, it is. I mean, there's so much talent out there. I think most of the names you pretty much nailed it, and they will most likely be in the top 10. Aaron Donald is number 1. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is a stud, an absolute stud. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, because he won back-to-back MVPs, right?
Yeah.
So I would have to put him at number 2. Even though they lost the playoffs in spectacular fashion, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp, Tom Brady, TJ Watt, Trent Williams. I feel like he does not get enough love out in San Francisco. Myles Garrett, Jalen Ramsey, but he could flip flop. He could take Trent out, put Jefferson. If you really want to reach, Jamar Chase. Even though I don't. It's a reach, but Jamar Chase, who would you rather have, Chase or Jefferson?
Jefferson.
Yeah, I'd take Jamar Chase. That guy's just a bona fide stud. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what this list is going to look like. But so far, they've got it all wrong.
All right, buddy. I think that's it for us for the preseason. Get together that we're having. The season's gonna be fantastic. Like I said, with all the new segments coming out, the trades. Oh my God, the free agencies, the trades. I'm dude. When the first 2 weeks of the trade season started happening, I was losing my mind. I was like, who went where and why and what is going on? So I think this year in the NFL is going to be a fantastic year. You're going to see some players shine like they do, and some players not shine. You know, some players that did shine are not going to shine. Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Sorry, I had to drop that.
Russell Westbrook. Oh, wrong sport. Russell Wilson.
Westbrook. I mean,
Westbrook.
he doesn't shine either.
Yeah, he stinks too. Yeah, like the countdown is on, my Cheeto loving friend. 3 weeks and life is officially not a bore anymore. Overdraft. Our draft is actually next Friday, and bro, I can't wait. I can't wait. How do you like the changes I made for the season?
I like the third wide receiver. Fantastic. My new league does that. Yeah, there's a few different changes, but the third wide receiver is my favorite.
You can thank Alan for that one.
Half PPR too. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's just to start us off, because we have, even though they've been in the league for a couple of years, we have still some novice players, so help them ease into the PPR action.
Half PPR is the standard now.
No, I could have just done standard without it.
No, I'm saying that's the standard amongst leagues is half PPR.
Yeah. So yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of points scored, so be prepared. I just want to thank NA30. I want to thank Anthony. I want to thank Sports For You podcast. Check them out. I was actually featured on one of the last episodes last week. You can find them through Townhouse Media. Goobie trolled and said the Cowboys defense was the best, which everybody had a nice chuckle about. So thank you, Goobie, for that.
I'm always here for comedic relief.
And you know what? More importantly, thank you, listeners, and thank you for listening and always taking part in our dysfunctional journeys. We couldn't do it without you. And not only that, check out the latest Mustard and Nobody Gives a Fuck. It's out now. You can find it everywhere. Don't hesitate. Just push that play button.
Sweet, man. All right. Well, I think that's it for me. I don't know about you. What do you got? Anything else to say over there?
Well, the first episode of Show Us Your TDs will premiere week 1 of the NFL season. But for now, we are going to make like Goobie's pants and split.
Yeah, I do fart a lot. Like I said, comedic relief.
Tune in.
He's speechless.
I'm going to cut that part out anyways.
He's speechless.